Alright, we are here in beautiful sunny Florida, and today, people, we are breaking down the co-main event of UFC 207 Nunes versus Rousey. It is going to be the bantamweight title fight between Dominick Cruz and Cody "No Love" Garbrandt, and man, what an awesome fight. Originally, I was just going to do a Nunes versus Rousey separate breakdown for my channel, but man, I started looking at this fight too, and fuck it, man. I'm doing both. I just recorded my Nunes versus Rousey breakdown. As soon as you're done checking this out, go check that out. I'm going to be uploading both of these at the same time. So if you're watching this, that video is up too. Yeah, man. Just got done recording that. Good talk, man. Go check that out. Some good information. Might learn something new. But we are going to be breaking down this fight, of course, also into 6 parts. That's how I do things over here. First, we're going to be talking about the background of this fight and how it came about. We're going to be talking about individual aspects and who I think has the advantage in those individual aspects. We're going to be talking about how they match up and how I see the fight playing out. We're going to be talking about some X factors, some possible X factors in this fight. Of course, I'm going to be giving you my prediction. And then finally, we are going to be talking about the betting side of the fight, who I think you should bet on, what you should stay away from, get into the betting side of things. So let's get into it, man. We got Dominick Cruz versus Cody Garbrandt for the 135-pound title. So, starting with the challenger, man, we got Cody "No Love" Garbrandt, who earned himself a title shot in just 5 fights here, and 4 of them by stoppage, 3 of them in the first round. Those last 3, of course, coming in the first round via his absolutely lethal striking. And then got the champion, man. You got Dominick Cruz, the greatest bantamweight of all time, fighting for the 3rd time this year after having, just that one fight against Mizugaki in 2014, and before that was out since 2011. It's really pretty amazing what he's done, man. He comes back after 3 years, absolutely dismantles Mizugaki, spends another year and a half off, comes back and beats TJ Dillashaw, easily the 2nd best bantamweight in the world. Beats Uriah Faber, absolutely dominates Uriah Faber. And Uriah Faber, of course, is still a very good fighter. And then he's got good old Cody "No Love" here, fighting some new blood here. We'll see if Cody's ready, man, but gonna be tough for him. So overall in this fight, it's gonna come down to the defensive and footwork of Dominick Cruz versus the lethal, aggressive striking of Cody Garbrandt. So let's get into these individual aspects and who I think has the advantage here. So start off with striking, man. Boxing, man, I would give the boxing slightly to Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt has very good boxing. No slight on Dominick Cruz's boxing, but I think Garbrandt is a very good boxer. Kickboxing, I would just say the kickboxing is even. Neither guy really implements kicks a whole lot in their game. Speed, I would slightly go with Cody Garbrandt there. He's the much younger fighter, maybe a little more athletic. So I'd give the speed slightly to Cody Garbrandt. Power, of course, you gotta go with Cody Garbrandt there with the power. And then with footwork, of course, you gotta go with Dominick Cruz. Explosiveness, you gotta go with Cody Garbrandt. Fluidity, gotta go with Dominick Cruz, in my opinion. The clinch game, I mean, you gotta go with Dominick Cruz there too. I mean, have we really even seen Cody Garbrandt in the clinch all that often? Dominick Cruz is just very well-rounded fighter, so I do think he will have the clinch advantage there. And then the chin, man, I would just give the slight chin advantage to Dominick Cruz. I mean, just based off the fact that we've never seen him get knocked out, and Cody Garbrandt has been knocked out cold. So the wrestling, man, obviously offensive wrestling, you gotta give to Dominick Cruz. Defensive wrestling, you gotta give to Dominick Cruz. Strength, I would just say the strength is even. And then scrambles, you gotta give to Dominick Cruz. So grappling here, worth noting, neither guy really is a grappler anyway. Cruz has 1 submission in his career. Cody Garbrandt has 0 submissions in his career. So neither guy really a grappler anyway. This doesn't matter too much. I doubt we're going to see this fight on the ground too much. I will get into that in a little bit, that I do think this fight will be on the ground for a little bit. But offensive BJJ, Cruz. Defensive BJJ, gotta give to Cruz, and scrambles, gotta give to Cruz. I do think Cruz will have the grappling advantage on the ground there if it actually even gets there. And then miscellaneous, man, cardio, I would give to Dominick Cruz. Heart/toughness, I would just give to Dominick Cruz. And then fight IQ, clearly you gotta give to the smartest fighter in the entire fight game, Dominick Cruz. So, how this fight matches up, how I see it going down, let's get into it. So, how I see these guys matching up, man, I definitely see them having at least like a minute or two to feel each other out, man. Cody Garbrandt is not going to want to go in there and bull rush in the first 30 seconds. I don't see that. I don't think he's that stupid. And, of course, Dominick Cruz is going to want to feel out Cody Garbrandt and see what he has to offer. So I do expect a minute or two feeling out process there. Then I do think Cody is going to eventually make that first move and go in for a kill shot. And he's quickly going to see how hard it is to land one of those kill shots on Dominick Cruz. If Cody does stop Dominick Cruz, I do think it'll be around that 2 to 3 minute mark, but if that doesn't happen, once Cody opens up more, Dominick, in my opinion, he's going to start to counter quite hard and throw Cody No Love off, and at that point, I think Cody is going to start winging reckless bombs, praying one of them is going to hit, and that's when, in my opinion, Cruz will look to land that takedown, man. Cruz, of course, great wrestling. First guy to ever take down TJ Dillashaw. We've never really seen Cody Garbrandt against a really great wrestler like Dominick Cruz. Cody's been in there with, mostly strikers, but man, I think Cruz can absolutely grind out some time on the mat. I'd say a submission from either guy on the ground is very unlikely. Like I said, Cody has 0 subs. Dom just has 1. And then eventually, when I think things get into around the 3rd round, I do expect Cruz to shine and look absolutely amazing and better after each round. I do think Cody is probably tough enough to not get finished here. Of course, Dominick Cruz, not really a finisher himself, but unless Cody's gas tank just turns out to be absolutely horrible, then I could see Cruz getting that 4th or 5th round finish, but I think that's unlikely. I think Cody's going to be coming in here in great shape. Now, Cody, he does have a 3rd round finish in the UFC, so some of you are probably like, why are you writing him off? Why are you saying you can only knock him out in the 1st round? It's so much different here, man. Dominick Cruz is a guy that gets so much better as the fight goes on. If you're gonna catch Dominick Cruz, you're gonna do it early. And of course, that 3rd round finish that Cody had, that was against Marcus Brimage. So no Dominick Cruz there. But so I do think the most likely outcomes here are a Cody No Love 1st round KO or a Dominick Cruz finish, or a Dominick Cruz decision. Excuse me. So get into the X factors of this fight, man. My opinion, the trash talking may be an X factor. Something Cruz has always done and has never affected him negatively before. Dominick Cruz really is the king of trash talk. He just absolutely annihilates everybody. And in my opinion, Dominick Cruz has been getting the better of the trash talking here between these two. But Garbrandt, on the other hand, he's never really been in a trash talk war before. Against he was a guy who was fighting. Of course, he's gone back and forth with Dillashaw on Twitter and shit. But and an actual guy he's fighting. He's never really been in that trash talk war, and it quite possibly could make might make him fight a little emotionally there, and then. I don't know so much an X factor, but worth noting that Cody has never really fought an elite fighter like Cruz. And on the other hand, Cruz has really never fought an explosive, lethal striker like Cody Garbrandt before. So, obviously TJ Dillashaw is probably a better striker than Cody Garbrandt, but it's different kinds of strikers. TJ Dillashaw is an aggressive, explosive, lethal guy. Cody Garbrandt is, so we'll see how Dominick Cruz does with that, but I am going to give my prediction here, man, so getting into my prediction, I do like Cody to really have some shining moments in the first I'd say 8 or so minutes, and then of course Cruz gets so much better as the fight goes on, and he has all that 5-round experience, man. He's just such a smart fighter. He slowly studies his opponents in the fight and really figures them out. And against a guy like Cody, who doesn't have the most experience in the world, I do like Cruz to really figure out Cody and outclass him in the last 3 rounds after, I would say, a close first 2 rounds. So my official pick here, man, is going to be a 50-45 Dominick Cruz decision. But lastly, get into the betting sides of things here, man. When it comes to betting on this fight personally, I have no plays here. Thing I considered a lot like a couple weeks ago was taking the shot on Cody Garbrandt. I did like that price at plus 180. But I couldn't quite do it, and I still can't, and I'm absolutely not going to. If anything, I'm going to take Dominick Cruz at this point. But there's just a huge chance that Cruz completely outclasses Cody here, and with the way Cody wins fights with his explosive offense, that's tough against possibly the best defense in the UFC. Dominick Cruz, obviously one of the best defensive fighters in the UFC, and although Cruz is the probable winner here, minus 220, just a little too much for me against a guy with fight-changing power like Cody Garbrandt. So no plays for me, man. I did look at Cruz decision prop, but man, I don't even know if I want to take that either, just because I can see him finishing Garbrandt here in the later rounds, like the 4th or 5th rounds. We don't know what Cody Garbrandt's gas tank looks like in a 5-round fight, especially he's going to be winging bombs at the beginning. Can he really keep up that pace? And then the over and the under, as well as goes the distance, doesn't go the distance. I would say they really aren't worth playing in the spot either at the price. And but, you know, thing I'm looking at here, if the price improves on Dominick Cruz, if he gets down to minus 170, or yeah, I'd say around minus 170, I would absolutely consider probably pulling the trigger on him there. I'm not sure if I would just bet it straight or in a parlay. Just thinking out loud here, man. But yeah, man, no bet here for me in this fight, but absolutely looking forward to it. Just an amazing fight. I'd actually really like if I didn't have a bet on this fight. That way I can just sit back and relax and watch it. If you don't know, Dominick Cruz is actually my favorite fighter in the UFC. He has been my #1 favorite fighter in the UFC. I always liked the guy, but when he came back and just absolutely dismantled Takeya Mizugaki, that's when he really took that spot for me. He became my favorite fighter at that point, and it's really awesome to see how good he's doing nowadays. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you can fucking imagine. And like I said, if you have not checked out my Amanda Nunes versus Ronda Rousey breakdown, please go check that out. Good stuff there. Good stuff here. Appreciate it all. Go follow me on Twitter at MMAKelton. Of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit me up on Twitter. It's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the fights.